What goes on, guys? We're back here again with yet another review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Neca Toys, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Last Ronin naked version. Yeah, so you get some awesome artwork on the side there. Get to see the back. Nice little read up. I'm sure we know how this story goes at this point. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it, but at this point it's not even niche anymore. Everybody knows about it. So there's the inside. You get to see the figure in there. Yeah, every time I think I'm done collecting the Last Ronin line, they throw something else out there. So yeah, whatever. But without further ado, with that being said, let's go ahead and open this nakey turtle up. So getting this turtle out of the packaging, there's a lot to like here. I'm pleasantly surprised with how well this is and how much I like it. I knew that I was going to like it, and it took me a little bit to hunt him down, but I'm very happy that I went through the effort of doing that because he's pretty damn cool. It almost makes me want 4 of them to like have like that version of the turtles, like just like a nakey set of turtles. I don't know. No, I'm not going to do that, but it looks pretty awesome. So taking a look at the head sculpt here, this is one of 4 head sculpts. Keep that in mind. One of 4 head sculpts that you get in the package. This is the kind of gritting angry one. I like this one. I like it. Looks good. The detail sculpt is nuts on this guy. It's like all textured, very good defined musculature. The black paintwork emulating that comic book style is something that Neca has perfected over the years. You get to see the shell, a nice wash on the shell, the carapace of the shell, that is. Very, very cool. The shell looks fantastic. You know, a lot of these figures, you tend to forget that they're like turtles because like they don't even look like they have shells anymore. But this is what we're talking about. I always think it's weird how they draw the comic book turtles, though, in the sense of, like, they never have the connective tissue between the carapace and the plastron, which is what this part's called, which also looks really good and is kind of like a separate piece. They never have, like, the skin here. Sometimes they do, but it's very rare, and I feel like here it would have definitely been cool to the design, but all these little, like, skin tab, like, scales, they're all painted. It's like he's wearing a thong. He's kind of caked, but you get to see the bands around the legs, which is the only clothing on this guy. I don't know what that was, but they look fantastic. Those wraps especially look great. And he's got big old turtle toes. Yeah, looks awesome. Looks awesome. Great. It's like straight out of the book. Looks fantastic. He just looks big and powerful. Because he is, I'm assuming, at this point in his life, he's an adult and is older. So he should look like this. In terms of accessories, you're going to get a bunch of alternate hands. So you get some gripping hands, like C-cup gripping hands. More like clenchy, grabby hands. And a pair of flat hands, in addition to the fists that he comes with on in the packaging. All of which are equally sculpted and painted with nice detail. In terms of the heads, as mentioned, you get 3 alternate heads. So you get this kind of like side snarl. That's kind of how I'm going to look at this one. I like that. And you get 2 heads of bandages on them. So you get a smiling bandaged up head, which is awesome. And all those little patches look great. And you get a screaming patchy head. That looks great too. And if those patches aren't enough for you, you do have some alternate arms to get patches all over them. So lining them up. There they go. They look fantastic. And they're not the same design at all. Different patterns. Looks really good. Now, this is my first time switching them out. And I gotta say, that was pretty easy. Which is how I like it. Let's put this clenchy hand in there. He just got out of a battle. He's fixing himself up. That looks great. That looks fantastic. But what can he hold, you may be asking? You know what? Let's put the... that one was a little bit more tight. let's put the other one in just to see what it looks like all complete together. Because again, they came out and went in very easily. Yeah, that looks great. Maybe even to finish the look. Now I'm dedicated to the bit here. I'm thinking of smiling head. I like that. I like that, you know, like, I'm going to kick your ass, smile head. Yeah, that's probably how I'm going to have him on the shelf personally. I like that a lot. That looks really nice. But then he does have some stuff that he can hold. So he has this little book. I don't know what it's written in there. Looks like some martial arts moves. Maybe it was Splinter's book. Looks fantastic. And you can get him to hold that with the gripping hands. I kind of like just have him hold it like that. That looks really nice and doesn't really rub anything off on there. And then he does come with a pot and a teacup. And these look great too. I guess the best way to do this is to have him hold the handle on this side and then have the alternate hand being the flat palm one. Kind of have them in that. Like that. I like that. As these these hands could be, actually, that works really good. I don't know what I'm talking about. You know, you could be like, salud. That looks pretty nice, actually. Look at that nice little pose you just put together right there. After a long battle, gotta get a shot in there. That looks great. So, very great amount of accessories here. I really like all the amount of stuff that he comes with. Some untypical stuff that you get with turtle figures, which is pretty cool. I like that. I'm just going to leave these arms on here for time and consistency's sake. But in terms of the articulation, the head is going to go up and down and pivot side to side. And, of course, full rotation. Double ball peg looks fantastic and get all the movement you need. Shoulders go up way past horizontal. They'll go down. He'll rotate 360. Very smooth figure, too. I don't even think that needs to be mentioned anymore, but Neca is not fragile anymore. I mean, like, obviously, don't just go yanking on stuff if it feels stuck, but I've been having great luck with Neca figures recently. And then, obviously, you get the double-jointed elbows and the wrist swivel and hinge. I kind of wish that now that Neca's going toward pinless tech, I kind of wish they waited for this guy. I think it would have suited him to make him look even better than he already does, but it doesn't detract a lot. You do get a little bit of a torso joint up here. Doesn't really do much. It'll pivot and kind of rotate. So it does look nice. So if you want him like running or something, like it's kind of like a sloppy running pose, like that looks good. So the carapace is attached to the top and it'll stay up there, but the plastron being a separate piece at the top just, you know, moves all around. So I think considering the design, that's about as good as it can get, and I like it. It's actually a nice addition to it for a more nimble action posed oriented turtle. Hips go outwards that far, which is very nice. They'll rotate at the top. Double jointed knees, which is kind of a weird knee setup. I don't really know if I like this. Like, I kind of just wish that they did this kind of joint on both joints on the knee, but when it's closed or like not open, like not being used, it looks good, but when you bend it, it kind of looks a little weird for me. And then that will rotate at the knee, which isn't very useful, and maybe that's why they did it, to have that ability, but I would have just preferred that they did like ideally what I would have liked at the ankles here. I mean, it's good range at the knee, but what I ideally would have liked is like at the cut here, have that rotate, and then because you have a really good ankle rocker that goes all the way back and all the way forward, so it would have been nice to have that little shift there instead of at the knee. But that's just me personally. I guess some people may like this setup a little bit better, but I think it's a little overcomplicated because you can't really rotate at your knee anyway. But this looks nice. I like it quite a bit. Very high quality, nice finishes, good articulation all the way around. And I wasn't kidding when I said he was a big boy. Here he is next to the Neca Toys King Kong, along with the Jazzwares Fortnite series Peely. And he's taller, just a little bit taller than Peely, or around the same size, and not far behind Kong. So this is a big turtle. Here he is next to the Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men series Darwin, along with the McFarlane Toys Dark Knight Returns Batman. And then here he is next to the Hasbro Marvel Legends What If series Zombie Captain America. So, yeah. You guys may be wondering, yo, Ant, what are your final thoughts on this figure? And I gotta say, he's pretty damn awesome and definitely worth the hunt that I went on for him. I really like the paint and sculpt on this guy, as I feel like it emulates the comic book it's based off of, with the dirty, dingy, realistic look that they go for quite beautifully, along while still being a fun figure to pose around, which doesn't happen with turtle figures all the time. I'm okay with that fact, but it is nice to have a fun turtle to mess around with. In terms of accessories, he comes with plenty. I love the interchangeable arms. I think it adds a nice nuance and a little bit of more detail to this figure. I will say it's a little odd it doesn't come with weapons. I can't remember the last time I've had a turtle figure that doesn't come with weapons. Actually, that's a lie. The last review I just did on turtles with the high school outfits don't have weapons, but I don't know if I'm going to count that. So if you want to add weapons to this, that would be cool, but I'm not worried about that. It's not what this turtle was meant to emulate. So with all that in mind, at a price point of $35, I'm going to give this guy like a 9 out of 10. He is really solid. I would have liked if he was pinless, but I don't really know if I have any other complaints over that. The knees are a little weird, but I don't know. Fix the leg articulation just a tad, just tweak it, make them pinless like everything else you've been doing, and we'll have ourselves an A++++. So, yeah. With that being said, I believe that's all I got for today. If you have not already, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Letterboxd. I post a lot on all of those apps, and have a great time, so I'm sure you will too. But as always, let me know. You coppin'? See you guys in the next one. Peace. What goes on, guys? I wanted to hop on here again and thank you all for watching, and to let you know that if the following apps interest you, feel free to follow me on them, as I put the links in the description for you guys. I really appreciate everything you all do for me, so DM me with any questions or thoughts. I'd love to sit and talk with you all. Again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.